Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Kudou with our playthrough of Dissidia Duodecim story mode. To anybody who missed it, I did upload one part before this. It was explaining the background behind the game and some of the mechanics. If you're not interested in that, don't worry about it. There's really no action in it whatsoever or anything like that. And this is where the action is. So let's get started, shall we?
You must defeat the god of discord, stop chaos, and end this conflict.
Cosmos, the goddess of harmony, imbued us with the power she said we would need in order to fight chaos. What she gave us was something we had no way of using on our own. Divine energy that would rest inside us, awaiting the proper catalyst. According to her, it was a strength that would be tempered through battle, by our own wills, and would eventually coalesce to form a crystal. As she told it, that crystal would then grant us, her soldiers, power to rival that of the gods themselves. So simple as that. Fight the armies of chaos, collect your crystal, and go take down the god of discord. At least that was the plan, as we all headed back to the field of battle once again. What we found when we got there was something else entirely. Opposition of a form we never could have expected.
Okay, so one thing I didn't really touch upon in the last episode, so even if you did watch it, you wouldn't know this. Each character has something that I like to call a gimmick. Gimmicks are special abilities that each warrior has to make them a little different from others. If anybody's played Final Fantasy XIII, then they remember something called the Paradigm System. Well, our hero Lightning actually kept the paradigm system, so you can switch between a close-range melee attacker, known as the Commando, a long-range spellcaster, the Ravager, or a healer, which is the Medic. And you can switch between these on the fly. I won't be switching too often, unless things get really out of hand, because really there's no reason to switch out of Commando, but you never know. There are some enemies in which it's a lot more useful. It shows you right here, just hold R and then press L, or hold L and press R, I'm sorry. And yeah, you can do it. Here's where I can use the chains that I talked about in the last episode. I'm not going to here because I don't think there's a way I can fight every single person at once, which is what I aim to do with the chains. So I'm not going to use them. Let's just get straight to the fighting. So we're going to fight these things called mannequins. They don't actually explain what mannequins are yet, so I won't ruin it for you, but it's pretty much an excuse to fight all of the different characters.
My blade will fix this. Your toes. Who are you watching? Dodge this. Enjoy the view.
All right, so these guys are going to start out pretty simple, just like that. They will get harder because, of course, I do have this on strong.
That wasn't too bad of a
I
fight.
guess there is one slight advantage I might end up having, and that is my equipment. I could do something about that if it seems like things just aren't progressing the way I want, but I have a feeling things are going to be just fine. If you fight two enemies that are next to each other, you can actually chain one right into another one, which gives you more bonuses.
Not even worth my time.
I'll show you a little bit here of the switching. Right now I'm Ravager, so all of my attacks are actually long-range magic-based attacks, except for this. It's called Army of One. If anybody remembers, Lightning had a very, very broken attack that everybody used to defeat the final boss, because it was the easiest way to defeat the final boss, called Army of One. And you get to keep it here. It's not quite as useful, because it's not completely and utterly broken, but it's a pretty neat effect. Right now we're just going to kind of cut through these small guys here. It's kind of like grinding in a regular RPG, I guess, but on a slightly bigger scale. I wanted to keep all the tutorial stuff in the last episode, but it looks like it's going to carry on to here. Honestly, there's a lot of little intricacies I could go into with Dissidia because I've been playing it for a very long time. I did learn to play it competitively because I thought there was going to be a time where I could actually go and play somebody competitively. That never really happened, but I did keep the knowledge, so there's a lot of little things that I could say. I don't know how interested people are in Dissidia, but if it comes down to it, I could actually get really in-depth with some of the strategies and stuff that you can use. One small thing while we're going through this isn't going to matter because all of the characters I'm using are maxed out, but experience is given based on how much damage you do, which is a really interesting mechanic. I've never really seen something like it before. It's normally based on the strength of the enemy you've just defeated, but here, no, it's just damage you've dealt, and that's pretty neato. Right now, for anybody who wasn't really paying attention, we're trying to. We have the power of light within ourselves because Cosmos is awesome. And we're trying to figure out how to unlock it. She didn't really tell us. She just kind of told us that through battle, we would eventually unlock the power of the gods themselves. So right now, everybody's kind of running around trying to figure out what exactly that means. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to make fun of the story. That is legitimately what's going on right now. Nobody really knows what she means by that, and so we're going to go figure it out. I don't actually remember where the next gateway is. But hey. So, quick update on the Final Fantasy Type 0 thingy that's happening. It is almost done. It is so close. 99% on the story thing. Man, a couple of weeks ago, Sky actually came out and said that we can expect to be playing it within a few weeks. So, could be just a few days, people. Hopefully this tides you over. For anybody who didn't catch the last part, I am using maxed out characters. Not because I want to be super overpowered. I'm actually set myself to level 2 and I will not level up. I did this specifically so that I would have all of the techniques, because if I don't do this, then I'll only have 1 or 2 techniques, and it'll get kind of boring watching me do 1 or 2 of the same move over and over again. So we're going to do it this way instead. Unfortunately, we haven't hit anything that's really that difficult. This guy's level 6, so we might actually have a little bit of a bonus here. Let's do this. That was good, but not good enough.
Who are you watching? Enjoy the view! This is gonna sting! This is gonna sting! Have some more! Who are you watching? Like this.
And there's the finish.
That wasn't too bad of a
I'll be
fight.
honest, I don't really remember how long the chapters are. It's going to end up being very, very long, and then I'm going to have to cut it. That's cool, though. I'll do it for you guys. Why not?
You actually think you
Right, and bad call on my part. That's okay. After they do an HP attack, their bravery actually gets reset to 0 and slowly increases based on how powerful the attack was. And while that happens, they're vulnerable. You might be wondering what happens when your bravery gets reduced to 0. Is there some kind of impact? And there is. If the opponent goes into a break, then I get the stage's bonus bravery, which is that number in between both of our health bars. This can give me a huge boost and often wins games. Also, you'll notice that a little blue gerbil thing keeps popping up and putting my opponent to 0. There are summons in this game, as with every Final Fantasy game, and the summons in this game each have their own unique effect. The one I have equipped right now is Ruby Light. One of my personal favorites. If you get reduced to 0 bravery, your opponent also gets reduced to 0 bravery, and that can be done, I think only once a match, but it's super duper useful all the time.
This is gonna sting!
This.
This is gonna sting!
Oh, you think you're slick. Wow, maybe you are. What is this? Stop that!
This is gonna sting!
Why is it working so well?
This is gonna sting!
I can do this all day, brah.
Who are you watching?
All day. All day we can do this.
Enjoy the view!
Are you kidding me? I hit him with the first one and then I missed him.
This is gonna sting!
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is actually getting really bad. Okay.
Who are you watching?
See, I'm playing with maxed out characters so that I don't play like that guy is right now. And just keep using one move over and over again. But that's okay, because we're about to stun lock it. And that's going to make good times.
Enjoy the view!
No, it's not.
Enjoy the view!
Jesus, finally. Okay. I wasn't expecting one of these little fights to last that long, but it totally did. Okay, moving right along. To anybody who doesn't know, Light is actually one of the new characters they added. In fact, all 6 of the new characters are just new ones they added for this one. Excuse me, the other regular characters come over from the first game. I feel kind of bad because Vaughn and Lightning kind of got shafted really, really hard because they're the only main characters that don't actually make it into the last story, which sounds like a spoiler, but if you play the first Dissidia, you'll notice they're not there. Obviously something happened to them, and it explains what happened to them at the end of this prologue. So let's get straight through it. My friend actually mains Kane, so I know how to deal with him pretty well. Kane's thing is all about vertical movement, like switching between height and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I don't think I'd ever pick him up myself. He's a lot of work to master, but he's still a pretty fun character to fight. Kind of, the thing is, I don't want to get caught by Gungnir. Gungnir can be really devastating because it also controls distance. If he hits you with it, he nails you to the nearest wall, and that's really not cool. Huh, well that was an interesting little result.
Who are you watching? Who are you watching?
Before I talked about how this game is really fan service-ish, one of the things you may notice is whenever we use an HP attack, the name of the attack comes up, but that's not all. It also has a border around it. And that border is actually the border from each individual game. So, for example, I'm playing as Lightning, so whenever I use an HP attack, it's actually the border that comes up when I use that attack in Final Fantasy XIII. Most of the HP attacks emulate the limit breaks, although in Lightning's case, there really weren't limit breaks in her game, so now that kind of doesn't matter. Okay. By blocking an attack, you can stagger the opponent. Staggering just gives you like a free chance to attack, and that's why it's useful. You can't block HP attacks. Whenever you successfully dodge an attack, the word dodge will come up to let you know that you successfully avoided taking damage. This sounds really basic, like, oh, of course you avoided taking damage, you dodged it, you can clearly see it, why would the words matter? But there are some attacks that have really weird hitboxes and patterns in this game, and the dodge actually really does kind of help out, and also gives you a few invincibility frames at the end of the dodge. So if you can learn to manipulate that, you can make it almost impossible for you to ever take damage. I love the personalities in this game. Like, a lot of people think it's really cheesy and just has no substance, but I really do love the way all of the characters interact with each other in this game. I think adding Laguna was a really great choice. I didn't agree with it at first, but he's a pretty neat character to play as, and I love how he interacts with the rest of the group during story mode. So it's actually really great. To anybody who has played through the Dissidia games, wow, that was a surprising hit. I can't believe you actually got me with that. Anyway, if anybody who's played the Dissidia games, you might be wondering if there's any news on a Dissidia 3. And unfortunately there is, and I say unfortunately because the creator wants to move away from the Dissidia franchise. He says that they've pretty much taken the Dissidia mechanics as far as they can possibly go. I think this is really stupid. I think the first thing he has to do is take it off of a handheld console. As much as I love playing it on a handheld, I love putting it on my Vita or putting it on my PSP and walking around, just pulling it out of my pocket and playing a couple of matches. As great as that is, it's really kind of dumb to not have it on a real console. Like, the PS4 would be perfect for a Dissidia game. If you kept the same graphic engine, then you could have like 8 times the characters, and there's so many fan requested characters it's not even funny.
What are those things?
They look like carbon copies of us to me.
Thanks for the inside perspective.
This is getting us nowhere. They just keep coming and coming.
Mannequins. A never-ending pool of reinforcements. What good is having Cosmos' power if we can't even make it out of here to use it?
Well, well. If it isn't Cosmos' warriors marching straight into my arms of their own accord.
Been a while since we've seen anything but puppets.
Really?
Could it be you're out of steam? Oh, you poor dears. I mean, turn around! You still have more mannequins waiting for a chance to play!
Oh no, not again.
I'll take care of these. You guys deal with the others behind us. Do not let them surround you.
Yes, ma'am. You just leave your escape route to me.
Right. If things look bad, get out.
Well, Kujiku, it looks like now's the time for you to show us what you can do. There's only one of them too, you know. This is your chance to shine!
Will you not stop talking? It gives me a headache every time you open that mouth of yours.
Now!
I do not take orders or cues from you, Kefka. I will engage them when I choose and how I choose.
Fine, whatever. I'll just shut up and watch you do your thing, okay? Just get on with the showing me that you can actually put up a fight part already!
Lightning with no sky in which to hide. No choice now but to fulfill your destiny and fall.
First boss fight. Let's get to it.
So ephemeral, lightning.
Well, I'll show you how lightning strikes.
Good comeback, Lightning.
In unison.
You're toast.
Well now.
In unison.
Stay down.
There.
Well now.
Moringa. You're toast. Not your lucky day. You're toast. Enjoy the view. I control my fate. Let's finish this. Bullseye.
Huh. Alrighty, I might have to change my equipment a little bit. This is a lot easier than I expected it to be. Oh well, you live and learn.
Whoopsie! Someone went and lost, didn't he? You know what they say about second place? Completely pathetic. Don't sweat it. A little thing like that's not gonna be the end of you. Should be the end of that rebellious phase of yours, though. The next time you fight, it'll be study time! All over again! Oh, what kind of deliciously depraved memories should I fill you up with this time around? What? You're still here?
You let your friend die? You're not very different from the mannequins.
And that is the reason you're still standing now. Shouldn't you be kissing my boots in appreciation?
How dare you?
Besides, it's not like he's really gonna die from that. Let him be. He'll be back.
He's not dead?
Now, don't you go prying into that. Even if I went to the trouble of explaining, you'd just forget. Well, it's been lovely, but being me doesn't mean I'm free. Goodbye!
What in the world was that about?
Okay, and we just got through our first gateway. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Go ahead and ignore them, they're just talking about the Moogle Shop. The Moogle Shop allows you to trade KP for some of the super items and stuff. Like this before, we're not gonna need it because I have everything, but we're gonna go ahead and save and quit. Thank you so much for watching my video. I know the fights were a little bit one-sided in this one, but I do hope you enjoyed yourself anyway. If this is something that you enjoy, go ahead and leave me a comment. If I get enough comments, I'll go ahead and continue making parts. If not, I'll understand, and I'll go ahead and move on to something else. If you did enjoy this, please leave me a like. Likes really do help us YouTubers out. And subscribe to stay up to date on the latest Kudou news. I'll catch you later, guys. Bye for now.